I can hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
Hey, what's going on out there, world? Hey, we got a good show for you guys today, man. A good episode, good stuff to talk about, and we can't wait to get into it. I'm Damon.
Damo.
Yeah, man, let's get into this, man. We got some topics today. You know, last episode, you know, we was a little deep. We talked about some good stuff, but now we're getting back to what we talk about, man. Some good old Navy things that's going on that we haven't got to talk about before, and some updated stuff we're gonna talk about also. So, hey, let's get at it, man. Let's go.
Yeah, man. First off, what you been up to? How was your week?
Oh man, let me tell you, man. So I did have this funny thing happen to me, man. I read a little bit about it. Let me see. I read a little bit about it. Somebody had an accident, and I'm like, ain't no way this shit is out there really, really happening, man. So it happened to me on Wednesday, man. I was coming home from work. And I look over to the side, man, in my car while I'm driving. And this guy in his Tesla, man, knocked out, dude.
Oh, he was asleep?
Sleep in this Tesla, man. So I don't know if you heard, it was over here in Cali. I guess it was like a 3-car accident. On a guy fell asleep. Of course, he didn't kill nobody, nothing like that. So I'm looking over there at it, man. And man, look, if I see it again, man, I'm going to take a picture, though, man. Because, hey, that was crazy to me, man. I'm trying to do. His head was laid all over like this, man.
So the car was autonomous? It was an autonomous car? I'm
assuming he was just smooth. But the problem he had was he was going like 55 or 60. And he was in the fast lane. Oh, so everybody's like passing by him. Everybody have to see him. Yeah. He's knocked out. You know, everybody passes by you when you ride slow and look at you. So everybody was looking at him, man, but he was like knocked out, dude. Like knocked out. I ain't never seen no crap like that. Tesla it's crazy out there, man. Tesla
it's crazy. It's crazy because you talk about something that you didn't never think you'd see. Yo, I got scammed. I ain't tell you, I got scammed when I was on quarantine in Japan, man. That's one thing I ain't say. I forgot to tell you that I got scammed, man, out of some money, yo.
Did you get it back?
Nah, the person scammed me. Like, so they hit me up. Well, they didn't hit me up. They was posing as somebody that I know. So they was posing as like one of my good brothers, a senior chief I know that I went through the season with. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know why. Like, I fell for it. Like, I was just dumbass on this one. But it was like, it was all about crypto. And, you know, I've been kind of getting on it. It's like, yeah, I work for this company. At first, it was like, yo, if you want 5,000 or something, hit my inbox or something like that. But I'm like, yo, that's my man. Like, why he keep doing this? Like, if he doing this, it must be legit. Like, he was doing it every day. And I was like, you know, I'm on rhyme. My mind just going. So every day, I'm like, what is he doing? It's weird. So the one day I'm like, well, let me hit him up, see what he say, right? So I hit him up. He's like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, and I'm like, yo, I just was messing with you. I don't really want the buddy. I'm about to go to sleep. I just was seeing like what you was doing. He's like, oh no, you really could get it. Boom. I'm right. I'm like, you retired? He's like, yeah, I'm retired now. I'm working for such and such and such and such. So I looked it up. I'm like, let me see what that is, man. That might be. And I normally never trust these things, man. So I'm like, well, let me see what that is. So I go check it out. It looked like it was legit, but I ain't go too deep into looking at it. It's like the first thing I saw. I'm like, yo, this is legit. Like crypto. He's like, yeah, if you get me, this is probably a really dumb scam. Like somebody listening, it's like, yeah, you fell for that. It's like, yo, if you give me some Amazon gift cards, I'm going to give you this joint because it was like, we trying to get rid of crypto for money or some crazy stuff. I'm like, nah, it's cool, bro. Like, I'm good. I ain't got, he's like, nah, don't miss this opportunity, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Like, so now he stopped pushing it. I'm like, yo, why you know, what is he doing? So I'm like, nah, I'm going to just go to sleep. So I tried to do Amazon. I guess Amazon knew it was a scam. So Amazon, I called I'm like, yo, babe, Amazon going to send you this. For like verification or whatever. I guess Amazon knew it was a scam, so they didn't approve the transaction. So I'm like, That's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me that Amazon knew I was being scammed on Facebook. I was like, yo, that's crazy. So they ain't approve it. He's like, oh no, you ain't gotta even go through and get this gamer thing. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, yo, it's cool, man. Like, I don't like this ain't it, man. Like, I don't need the money that much. Boom. He's like, yo, if you do this, man, I'm telling you, you give me 200, I'll get you 5,000. I'm like, nah, man. Like, it's cool, bro. I'm going to sleep. So he hit me back. He's like, yo, he's like, yo, honestly, you know, it was a lot of stuff. He's like, honestly, you could just Apple Pay it to me or whatever. He's like, just Apple Pay me 200. So I'm like, shit, man. I'm like, all right. So I Apple paid this dude, my dumb ass, Apple paid this dude $200. I was like, boom, all right. And it wasn't even enough. And while this happening, while I'm in Japan, so you know the time is completely different from Japan to Cali. While all this happening, I'm texting my man. I'm texting him from my phone, like, yo, is that you that I'm talking to on the what's the name? And matter of fact, let me find the text. Hopefully I can find the text without it being too crazy. But I'm texting him like, yo, is that you that I'm talking to on the text? Because I got his text joint. And he not respond. Oh yeah, it said, bro, has your Facebook account been hacked? Right? That's what I text him. He ain't respond, you know. So boom, I had already by this time I already Apple paid this person 200. They hit me back like, yo, the thing messed up right now, so it's not gonna work until such and such. But if you Apple Pay another 200, I get you 8,000. And I'm like, nah. Yeah. So then I'm like, yo, how do you know me? Like, how do we know each other? Like, how do we meet? And he's like, yo, come on, man. Like, I don't want to say the dude name who they said it was his. I'm such and such. I was like, how did we meet then? And it's like, yo, I'm such and such. I was like, my good brother would tell me how we met. Now this is my OG. I met him going through the season. Going through the season. He's a senior chief. I'm like, my good brother would tell me how we met. He's like, no, come on, man. It's me. Boom, boom. So then they sent me a picture of his ID. I'm like, why y'all got a picture? Like, then I'm like, all right, it's getting weird. Instead of just telling me how we met, you could say it in one word. You sending me pictures of your ID and all this weirdo stuff. So for some reason, I'm like, why he doing this weird stuff? Is it him? Like, this is weird. But I'm starting to know is, not him. So then I'm like, what I say? I forgot what I said. Then they sent me another picture. I'm like, yo, this is, you're making it too hard. My man wouldn't do this to me. Boom, boom, boom. We done. And then I think I like Googled something else while I was, doing it. And then he's like, yo, just send me 200. I was like, nah. So now I know I'm scammed. So now I'm mad, so I reported them. I'm like, I just reported your dumb ass. I was like, take my $200, you broke ass. So I was just now I'm just mad. I'm like, take my $200, you broke ass, you broke bitch. Like, I'm just so pissed. So then I text my man. Look, this is what I text my man. I said, never mind. So when I text, I said, bro, has your Facebook account been hacked? My next text was, never mind. I know it has, and I reported the account.
Oh my goodness!
I forgot to tell you that, but I don't know, man. I was in Rom. My mom was racing, so I don't know, but that definitely happened. I just want to know, man. When it gets you like that, man, how was your rage? I know your rage was like on a high end, man. Like ready to like. I know it's $200. You know what I mean? Yeah. But still, though, it's
man.
Your pride. It's your manhood. So what I did was I tracked the email. I looked at the person's email and I found out. I found them on Twitter. I found out who it was. I'm ready to Liam Neeson the whole situation.
Yeah.
But it ain't. But yeah, that's what happened to me, man. I can't believe that, man. I can't believe crazy, I got scammed. Outside of that, though, right now, we got these things called cicadas. You know what a cicada? You heard of cicadas? No. So they these bugs, these little like.
Oh yeah. That's what I was about to say, man, but I didn't want to sound like I was crazy, then, so I'll let you say it.
They humming.
I know them big ass bugs.
Yeah, they come around like every 17 years out the ground, and they mate they shed their carcasses or whatever, and then they go back into the ground or whatever. So they're here 17 years, you know what I'm saying? They're here now. Like, lucky for us, we moved back at the time the cicadas come back around. And my dog keep trying to eat them, but they loud. They making a lot of noise, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
They making a lot of noise. But yeah, we got the cicadas, so we dealing with them. I think they're gonna be out for like another 2 weeks. That sound, I ain't know what was going on. It's loud as hell out there, man. Anything else going on with you?
Yeah, man, just prepping for Mark graduation, man. It's about that time, man. You got a couple more weeks on the 4th. He graduates, so Ella going over and beyond, and doing her thing, man. So it's cool though, but. Yeah, man.
This y'all first graduation. This y'all first joint, right?
No, man. I just came from graduation.
Yeah, but this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our first one. Yeah, man. So let's go big or go home, man. With this one. So other than that, man. Yeah, man. I had a pretty good week, man. Nothing crazy went on.
Did you do any work this week?
Yeah, I mean, I go in almost every day, man, and do a little something. It's not, if you're not on ship, it's not a whole lot to do though. But just the fact that the presence of me being there, or whatever the case may be, I don't want to feel like I'm just staying home every day or whatever. But
yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, I went to my new job twice.
So yeah, how is it, man? Y'all on some kind of restriction too?
Well, they could telework and stuff like that, but I haven't started. I went there once to check in, and then I went again to like send 2 more documents off for my senior chief package. And I know that's something I think we're gonna talk about later anyway. But I went once just to check in, and I had my end of tour, the eval and the end of tour award that I sent, that I wanted to send off, stuff that I wasn't trying to wait to send off everything at the same time because I didn't know what was going to happen. Sometimes people leave without their awards and their evals and stuff like that. But fortunately, I left with, both of those. I actually didn't leave with the award, but I made a copy of it before I got out of there.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. So I also recently, I bought an Under Armour mask. And I don't know if you ever have you ever worn the Under Armour mask?
Mm-mm.
So I've been running. I actually just came from running. Like I'm probably still sweaty right now. I just came from running. So, but when I would run, I would find that the sweat would soak up into the mask and I can't run or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's running on a treadmill, not running outside where you could probably just run without your mask. But since I hurt my knees, I can't do that no more. So when I'm running, I'll be drinking my own sweat. So I'm like, man, I need to find a good mask. So I was looking up a mask and I found the Under Armour mask, and it's the best mask that I've ever worn. So if you ever get a chance, you should try it out. It's that sports mask.
So I got it, but why are you wearing the mask at home in your house?
I don't got a treadmill in the house.
Oh, okay, I got you. Tracking that.
Yeah, I actually I left the gym. I just got home. I just
you came from the gym. I thought you had a treadmill at home. Okay, I got you.
Now. I just came back. I wish I had a treadmill at the house. I would have got the Peloton, but they got recalled.
What? Cause I don't think about getting a Peloton, man. It got recalled, huh?
Yeah, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think somebody died on the gym. Yeah, the Peloton treadmill. Let me see. The Peloton treadmill got recalled.
Wow.
I want to say a kid died or something like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, a kid died. So it's like some injuries and a kid died. I think it was like I think the treadmill was locking up like as people were running, like it was just stopping like mid run.
Yeah. Man, sad. Okay.
Anything else going on the West Coast?
No, man. Just them gas prices,
Y'all, well, the gas prices over there. Well, what are they right now? I know they crazy.
Man, I just go. So I'm driving a big old ass Tahoe, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, taking me out the game over here, man. $4.47. That's what I'm paying right now, man, for a gallon. $4.47, and it's going up, dude. Like almost every day seems like it's going up, man.
Yeah.
On base is $4, man. That's the cheaper edge, man. Like it's on base.
Yeah, on base that's where you go.
Yeah, it's $4 on that too, man. But
so what was it? What was it like a year ago? Like 3 something, like 375.
I don't know exactly,
but it was like 375.
It was 3 something, yeah.
Yeah, what kind of gas you get? Do you get the regular or?
I get I want to say plus, maybe plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that premium lasts longer.
Yeah, I know I get one of them. Whichever one I know I might get premium. It's one in the middle though. I don't get the one
Yeah.
on the end. I think plus on the end, the one in the middle, I think is premium. So yeah, I mean, I get, yeah, man. I don't know why I even get it. Tell you the truth, but yeah.
Yeah, me and my wife, we were leaving, I think, from like a medical appointment or something, and I'm like, yeah, it's not. We could go get gas. Her gas light, her gas light was on or whatever. And I guess I took it for granted that like it really wasn't no gas. Like I'm like, hey, it's cool, we can find gas. But that they hacked the Colonial pipeline. They hacked the Colonial pipeline. So what it did was it made a shortage of gas on that whole kind of like that whole northeast coast. And
shit, that was for like a week too, right?
Yeah, it was down for like, so that's like, that Colonial pipeline is responsible for 45% of the fuel on the East Coast. It was down for 6 days. So yeah, it was down for like a week. But we had to go to like 4 gas stations with the light on. So I'm like, man, I hope our car don't stop. Boom. The same thing happened to me the next day. And it's crazy because we took her car because I'm like, yo, my car is low on gas. Let's take your car. We took her car. Her car was low on gas. So we had to get gas. But the issue, right? So most of the gas prices been raising up like anywhere between like 15 and 21 cents, right? The issue that I'm seeing here is, and more on that is they wrote on May 7th, that's when that company that, the CEO that run the Colonial pipeline, that's when they received the ransom note. And do you think they paid the ransom? Did you read the story?
I did read the story.
They paid that damn ransom.
Dude, check this out, man. I mean, I have mixed feelings about this whole paying the ransom thing. But one thing though, dude, they probably had to pay that ransom. They checked. Them people got billions of dollars worth. That company is probably, I'm sure, worth billions of dollars. They probably went through everything they could not to pay that ransom. They probably brought in the powers, it ain't sound like it. It ain't sound like it. The CDO sounded like he just was like, yo, let's pay this ransom and get this over with. Yeah, but he had 6 days though. It was down for 6 days. In them 6 days, I guarantee you they tried to do something. They had to. But you're right. Reading the article, that's what it sounded like though. Reading the article sounded like, hey, let's get this stuff back running. It's only $4.4 million. Let's go, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I think it was down 6 days. Just that was the time it took to get it back up.
Oh, get it back up. Okay.
I want to say he paid the ransom the same night. 4.4 million, man.
Yeah.
And the hackers, so companies, they get told not to pay, when they get asked for ransomware or whatever. The hackers said they didn't want it to have this effect on America and stuff like that. But I mean,
dude, these cats done got away with hacking a big time company, man. They got paid off $4.4 million. Guess what? When that $4.4 million dry up, they finna hit somebody else. You got hack them again. And then they told them how to clear the ransomware or whatever. Like that's all right, crazy.
Boom. And then on top of all this though, right? So yeah, we got the hackers. It's illegal, I guess they got a job to do or whatever. We got the hackers, but then we got people, right? Hoarders, right? And panic buyers. So it's like literally like pictures of like people going to gas stations with big ass jars and tubs just filling up. They said somebody went to a gas station with a plastic bag, man. Just filling up on gas, man. Are you like, who are you?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Who are you? Are you a panic buyer?
Me? Oh no, I don't do. I ain't even even in a pandemic, man. Like I got my regular water, my regular stuff, like I normally do. I just never did that stuff, man. Maybe you know what? I was hurting a little bit though on water though during the pandemic. Maybe I should have bought some more damn water, but I didn't, and I made it, man. I'm still here, so but no, I've never been that type of guy to go out and just buy a lot of stuff. But some people just do it just to do it too, though. That's just they MO, man. They thing. They go out and just buy a freaking lot of water, buy a lot of deodorant, buy a lot of all type of shit, and have it stocked up in their house and shit.
That's how I buy. I buy a lot of toilet paper. I buy a lot of deodorant. I buy a lot of water. not as much water, but toilet paper, deodorant, stuff like that. Because I don't like to run out of that stuff. Like I never want to. Like imagine running out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, the thing about it is, I don't look. I don't buy a lot of it. I buy like the big rolls or whatever. But I don't run out of it because it's 3 bathrooms here, man. Like if somebody low or whatever, or in the cabinet we put it in, it get down to 3-4 rolls. You know what I mean? I'm automatically going, get some more or whatever. So I don't go out and just like stock up on it or whatever. But yeah, man, my kids let me know real quick.
Yeah, and I keep like the 24 pack or something, because I also don't like running out of. I also don't like going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'd rather just have that 24 pack. And then we got like extra stash for toilet paper in every bathroom. We got 3 bathrooms too, so we got like an extra stash. But I'm not a hoarder. I really like, hoarder is different. Like I don't like keeping anything that doesn't have an actual use. Like I don't have anything that don't have an actual use. Yeah,
I'm with you, man. Like, I was speaking of like hoarders and stuff. I was just talking about like my wife would hit me up and say, go pick up this stuff. You know what I mean? We getting low on it or whatever, right? On my way home or something, I'll stop by the store. But guess what's happening now, man?
What?
My damn kids are sending me text messages, man. Can't pick up stuff. They doing too much, man. I don't roll like that, man. Hey, you should see them angry texts back, man. I text them back angry.
Yeah.
No, don't send me nothing. don't send me nothing. Then I end up going pick it up, but still. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the fact that, no, man, you freaking 16 years old. Don't hit me up and tell me what to bring home.
So you don't mind that. You don't mind getting hit up on your way home. So this is my thing, right? If I'm on my way home, I'm the kind of person that if my mind gets set to do something, that's what I'm doing. So if my mind's set to go home, that's my next move. You know what I'm saying? So if I hit my wife up and I'm like, hey, babe, I'm on my way home, and she say, hey, while you on your way home, can you stop at Safeway or something? Like, it completely throws off. And I even started asking, like, yo, babe, I'm on my way home. You need me to go, make a stop, in hopes that, the answer is, nah, babe, just come on home. But most of the time it's, yeah, can you stop and get this? Then when I'm in there and I get it, I might get a text message like, yo, you still there? Like, nah, I'm not there. Like, nah, I'm not there.
Dude, I always get that, dude. Always happen to be, man. But I'm okay with it. Because look, it's like this, man. When I tell my wife on my way home, most of the time it's like 10 or 11 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not a big deal. It ain't like if I was coming home at, like, we was on the ship,
Yeah.
17, 18, 1900, you pick something up, it may not be the same reaction. But when I go now, it's a little bit different, man. When I come home, man. Oh, yeah.
So you come home for lunch? You come home for lunch?
Dang, get me focused.
Man. Ooh,
short
man.
duty, man. That's short duty, man.
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Nice, man. So what about on base over there? Because I haven't really been on base that much yet. Beautiful base, but I haven't been there that much yet. On base over there, are they wearing masks over there?
No. Right. Well, it's up to the individual now, man. They didn't cut it all out, man. Now since that new thing came out for the DOD, man, no one mandate long if you are vaccinated and did your 2 weeks after that, you're not required to wear a mask anymore, man. On base. Yeah, so anywhere on that base, man, they can walk around, they can do their thing on the base, man. Now it's crazy though, man, because I know it's even people in my office, not gonna get vaccinated and stuff like that, man. So it's kind of like it's almost in a way, man, and I don't like saying this or using this or whatever. It's like almost they making people take this vaccine though. At the end of the day, we even travel, man. Like when we travel and go places, if I go, like say if I go, for example, Japan. If I go to Japan, if I'm vaccinated, I don't have to run.
Yeah.
Well, I take it back. In Japan, it's different though.
Would you do like Japan, 7 days?
Yeah, 7 days or whatever. But if not, it's like your regular 14.
Yeah.
Plus the however many other days you got to do it. Also waiting on the test results or whatever. But that's the difference though, in going over Japan and Hawaii and all these different places, man. So it's almost like it's pushing people to say, man, it's better off if you get vaccinated without saying get vaccinated.
Yeah, and then Krispy Kreme giving out free donuts.
Yeah.
All year.
Oh, dude, I walked through Walmart a couple of days ago, man. They putting over the loudspeaker, man.
What?
Come get your COVID shot at the pharmacy right now. It even said the word right now, right now.
They giving them out.
Yeah, at Walmart, man, right in the pharmacy. So they most definitely trying to get it out there. Make sure they get the right one though. I mean, I don't want nobody to.
So what's your opinion on that mask on base thing? Are you good with that? Not having mask on base or?
Well, I have my take on it now, man. Is like sooner or later we're gonna have to get back to some normalcy, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna have to happen. People still gonna catch COVID, man. When you don't wear those masks, I can see the numbers rising up. But I think as people get vaccinated, people get immune to it, things gonna go back to normal a little bit anyway. But it's gonna be a while, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's gonna take time. But me personally, I'm not even. I just got my second shot, so I'm still not. I still gotta wear my mask anyway right now, and I'm probably gonna wear it though. You know what I mean? Like a little bit too though after the time. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be that one. I'm not that guy that's just ready to throw my mask downtown. They say, "Oh, it's over with." No, man. Like this stuff was out there killing people for a reason, man.
Yeah, you know and I think that's the gray area, the confusing part about everything, including what the CDC was talking about, all that stuff. Because, like, all right, what do we do now? Because some people, like for instance, like you saying like, "Yo, I'm gonna keep wearing my mask." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm sure some establishments that's going to keep wanting people to. I would honestly, I thought that's what the Navy, would have done was tell people to continue to wear their masks and stuff like that. So I'm sure some establishments that's going, still, I think somebody was telling me a story where somebody was somewhere and the person was like, "Hey, you can't come in here without your mask." And the person was like, "I'm immunized? That's the word?" Yeah. The person was like, "Yo, I'm immunized." And he's like, "I don't care. You can't come in here without your mask. You got to go." The person's like, "But I'm immunized." No, somewhere off base, like a
yeah.
It was somewhere off base. But it's like, so now like that creates a gray area. And the CDC, they recently just put out the guideline. And that got a little confusing, that guideline. It's an article on CNBC. The CDC's New Mask Guidelines could actually increase risk of spreading COVID at work and in public.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that's going to happen though, right? I think once these masks come off, regardless, and I think that's what CDC did. They said, "Okay, man, it's just time to just take these masks off." But my whole question to that is though, why?
Yeah.
If we know people are gonna keep catching it, we know people it's gonna rise or whatever. What's saying right now that we have to do it now? I mean, I'm sure they got more information than I have though. They got more information than you have. So I'm assuming they looking at the numbers and looking at everything, but they don't tell us that stuff. The only thing we see is, everybody take your damn mask off. But
I saw somewhere where it was like 1,600 new cases in like a day or something. That was like the lowest amount of new cases that we had. So I think those numbers and stuff like that got a lot to do with it. Then I just think it's wanting to return people back to normalcy. Yeah. It says the CDC abruptly reverses mask guidance for vaccinated Americans last week to say that vaccinated people no longer need to wear a mask indoors or outdoors in most settings. Officials said they changed that guidance in part because research shows that vaccines provide a very high level of protection against getting sick from COVID-19 and spreading it to others. And that's an undebatable fact from what, different, advisory committee people and stuff like that are saying. They also, I'm seeing that they rolling out trying to get more children.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I'm getting my everybody in the house vaccinated though, man. Like my like everybody then got their second shot right now.
Yeah.
But still, my youngest, right? So soon as, if I'm not mistaken though, something may have came out already. He'll be about to be 13. So I think something came out about his age and he can get vaccinated. As soon as I research that and look it up and find out, he's getting vaccinated too though. You know what I mean? I most definitely want him vaccinated before he go back to school, so I don't have nothing to worry about, you know?
Now, I got a question. What if he told you that he didn't want to get vaccinated?
That's tough. That's a tough question. If he told me he didn't want to get vaccinated, I don't think. First off, he's not going to tell me he don't want to get vaccinated. You know what I mean? He's not going to say that. But if he did say that, he'll have to tell me why, his reasoning for not getting vaccinated, and I'll listen to it. You know what I mean? I listen to his reasoning, but I mean, at the end of the day, he probably gonna get vaccinated though. But I will listen to his reasoning and things like that. But to tell you the truth, man, I ain't had that issue because I think my kids want to get vaccinated from day one.
Yeah,
they couldn't. Yeah. They wanted to, so I ain't gonna have that issue though.
Now, here's another thing I just saw in that article. It says Texas Governor Greg Abbott used a new guidance to justify signing an executive order that threatens to fine local officials and municipalities that don't drop mask requirements. What do you think about that? So if they don't, I have
to look at that like because everybody got their own guidelines. Everybody got their own, policies and things like that. So that's something that these local businesses are gonna have to look at too. You know what I mean? Like who's governing all this stuff? Because man, they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to get sued. That's crazy though, man. Because people can sue. People go in there and start catching COVID in your spot. People suing for anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's my take. I don't know, man. That's a big deal right there.
Yeah, I'm like, for me, I'm indifferent about everything. So it's like, or neutral about everything. That's a better word. It's like, if you choose to get a vaccine, you know what I'm saying? That's on you. I respect it. If you choose not to, and you got some stuff to affirm why, I respect it. If you own a business and you refuse people that don't wear masks, I can't hate you for that. You know what I'm saying? They chose what or if the my only question is about the vaccine, because is for a couple reasons. It's people faking vaccines now, and I'm hearing it's people like saying they got it or getting fake stuff. My vaccine card look fake. It's not stamped or nothing like that. But I got
my last one stamped. My first one not stamped, but my last one stamped. But at the same time, man, people can make a card. That was my whole take to the vaccine thing, right? Like now. Say for example, I go to work, I go anything. Somebody say you been vaccinated, and I say yes. There ain't nobody asking me to pull out my card.
You can't. yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, can you do that?
How we validating people are being unvaccinated?
Yeah,
especially out in town on base, but out in town.
I gotta talk to one of my doctor friends because that's. What, HIPAA laws or whatever? Like you can't ask. That's like a medical thing. You can't. I don't even know why they giving out cards. Like you can't ask to see somebody's card, I don't think. Now I think that's why they trying to reintegrate the passports, the vaccine passports or whatever like that.
Yeah, I did hear
but
about that too.
I ain't think you could ask to see somebody card.
Yeah, man. That's crazy, man.
Because I'm not pulling that out. Even if, you know how men are. Like, I'm not
whip it out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not pulling it out. Hey, I just need, I'm not.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I'm good.
Yeah. Anything else on that?
Vaccine.
Yeah.
What's up?
You got anything else on that?
Nah.
Hey, have you heard J. Cole's album?
Man, J. Cole a beast, man. I'm talking about dude, like I'm gonna tell you about this J. Cole album, man. What's the song with
My life, the joint.
Pride is the devil. Pride is the devil.
Pride is the devil. With
But
Lil Baby.
yeah, hey, Lil Baby, an animal too, man.
Lil Baby
I'm
a
serious,
beast.
man. People sleeping on Lil Baby. Lil Baby a beast.
I don't think nobody's sleeping on Baby no more, man.
Man, hey, but J. Cole, man, just like his delivery, man, and how he sets stuff up, and he's one of those rappers now, man, that tell stories. We don't have those rappers that much no more, man. They get on there and they songs is a story, man, and you have to listen to it. It ain't like one of them things. Oh, I hear this cocky beat, this beat going hard, and I'm just like listen to. Every now and then I hear a good like, oh, okay. But no, it going from a start to a finish, man. And it's a good album. So anybody out there that don't have that J. Cole album, man, y'all missing something, man. That J. Cole album. Every time I go down, I work out in my car. It's J. Cole album right now, man. For now, anyway.
Yeah, that Cole album fire. And we don't talk about that stuff a lot, but as I'm, home, a lot of the people I know on the ship. Like, yo, I can't wait to get off the ship so I could get that Cole. So that's also something that we do in our culture. Back when back before streaming, we had Amazon, and I just used to order CDs. Another thing about streaming I want to get into real quick is the Apple Music and what is it, Spotify, and I don't think Tidal does it, but after 30 days underway, your music. You can't listen to it no more.
It happened to me, man. When I was out there, man, mad as I don't know what, man. And that gets me through my workout, man.
Yeah. We need to go in on that. When I was on deployment, when I was on deployment after 30 days, right? Only albums I had was My Name Is My Name by Pusha T, which I mean at this point is like a second skin. I had the Bruno Mars album, 24 Karat Gold, Frank Ocean's second album, and I think Stephen Marley or something. Because every other album that I didn't buy, it got deleted. You can't listen to it. And that's something we all struggle with. I hit up Apple Music on Twitter. And I told them about
You went in.
I told them, I'm like, hey, I'm a seller. I'm in United States Navy. I'm defending our country, and it's not okay. It's not okay that we aren't able to listen to music in 30 days. Y'all need to make an option for active duty militaries on deployment or whatever like that. Because at the end of the day, we still paying those fees, man.
Yeah, and look. So you had a couple of albums to listen to. Besides me,
yeah.
I didn't have nothing, nothing. When my Apple went out on me for those 30 days, I had no music. Period. Because I had all my stuff. Because I got a family plan. You know what I mean? Yeah. So all of us, we just download whatever off Apple. I ain't got nothing on my phone at all, man. Nothing. Yeah. So I ain't had no music, man, for 30 days. For them 30 days went out. And guess what? People out there doing 7-8 month deployments without pulling in. Yeah. So they ain't got. So some people out there have no music. Let's go, Apple. Come on, man.
Apple.
Come on,
all right.
man.
So we covered Apple. And I think that this is something that they do to stop people from scamming or getting over and all of that.
Most definitely.
But even if it was a way to prove we were active duty or something like that, I'm okay with that. As long as, and I think every active duty seller can agree. Hey, we're okay kind of proving we active duty as long as we could listen to some damn music. But it ain't just Apple. It ain't just music streaming services. Let me say that. It's Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, every single movie joint too. In 30 days.
Netflix got me too, man. You're right. Netflix got me out there too, man. I'm mad about that too. I'm mad about that Netflix thing, man.
You could download an episode, right? And then in 30 days, whatever, it's going to expire. Now, some of them episodes expire anyway, but you download an episode. And the crazy thing is, you would think that these companies would cater to military.
Yeah. Dude, if I'm not mistaken, man, it's like with Netflix. So we pulled in, I downloaded episodes. And then maybe say 2-3 days, I didn't get to look at it. And I went back. next episode has expired. I don't think it's 30 days for Netflix, man.
So Netflix kind of crazy. So if you download an episode of Netflix and you play it, like if you play it for like a minute, if you make a mistake and hit play, yeah, you got like 39 hours left, man. like that's it. They give you that warning, yo. You got like 39 hours left. You gotta watch. Like you have to watch this.
Yeah.
Like,
Netflix out of control, man.
So Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, every one of y'all, HBO, man, every one of y'all need to figure it out, because if anybody needs those streaming services the most, it's the military. And I'm tired of people acting like we get phone signal everywhere we go, because we don't. Like, we can't always update that music. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully right now, and I feel like we on the front lines for some military members that need their voices heard in this.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking problem, because for morale, for your headspace, your peace of mind, like for some of us, music is the way we push through. You know what I'm saying? And these are the people that you asking to defend your country. These are the people you asking to put the uniform on for every day, and walk with that pride. And you can't even give us music for more than 30 days because we don't have a Wi-Fi signal. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, it's not just us though. Hey, I need you guys to go out there, get on here, man. Hit them up, just like we gonna hit them up, man. Hit them up, man. This is some bullshit for real, man. And if you guys know, if you've been out there, you know how hard it is out there on the deployment, sitting there doing pretty much some of the same stuff every day, and you ain't got your music, or you ain't got your Netflix, you ain't got the stuff that you use normally when you on the way. It's a problem. It's already a problem being out there, but you ain't got. It's a problem out there, man.
Yeah,
so,
I get it. Back in the day, they used to have albums, or they used to have VHS and all of that.
Yeah.
But times change now. You know what I'm saying? So we need to figure out a way to like make sure active duty military has a way to listen to music. We need to figure that out.
I'm glad you said that, because I don't need none of y'all old heads coming in here saying we spoiled and we all that. Yeah, time has changed.
Yeah,
we need our music.
For real. So what about this extremist training? Did y'all do that at your command? Did y'all do the extremist training?
So what we did, the COVID thing was it was in full effect. So we did it. They streamed it. So the Admiral came out, and he had some people there, of course. Whoever he can get in his capacity that was there, and the rest of everybody else streamed it. I think it's on Teams or something, like whatever we got going on. But it was pretty good, man. And I'm gonna say it was pretty good because what he did was he hit the notes, he hit the his line items right there. But reason why I say it was pretty good, man, because he left a time period open for questioning.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man, like extremeness, I throw race, all those things in there, man. It's a difficult conversation for someone to have, right? It's a difficult conversation, especially if you're not a minority. It's a difficult conversation, right? Mm-hmm. So what I loved about it, he answered those questions to the best of his ability, and it was live. It wasn't no closed door. He didn't have time to think about this and think about that. The Admiral sit up there, and it's some questions he couldn't answer. And guess what? He wrote them down, and he got back to us on them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He sent it out via email and all that stuff. So, for me personally, knowing the conversation and knowing how difficult it was, and knowing that this stuff exists, it's hard, for some people to talk about it. And I think the Admiral did a pretty good job of getting up there, putting it out there on the line, and actually talking about it. But I want everybody to know out there that this is a start to it. I know it wasn't going to go well for every command because of being a difficult conversation. I know it wasn't. But what I liked about it is it got put out there. You know what I mean? So people know about it. We talking about this training right now because it was put out there, right? So it was put out there for everyone to do it. So everybody now understand that this is out there happening. Even though you may not want to talk about it, even though you might don't know how to talk about it, but it's there. it's out there, and we got to address it. And I think it got addressed. Now, of course, like I was reading on it, man. So some commands out there that it didn't go well with, or whatever the case may be. But for me personally, mine went well. How about yours?
Mine was good. If we talking about our own, mine was good.
The first, yeah.
From what I think of, that's what I'm gonna try to encompass this whole thing, right? So, the extremist training, I think it was due by April 1st. April 1st, due up from every command. It was laid out because the reason how I know this because I was one of the proctors. I want to say I was one of the instructors, but it first started with the triad being the first touch point, and the triad had a script that they had to go off certain things they had to say. We had to put our right hand up. We had to pledge. We had to do all that. Y'all had to say what y'all had to say, the creed, or y'all had to say the oath of enlistment and stuff like that. All right, so we had to do that, right? We had to say the oath of enlistment again, and the triad spoke, and it was key to key, touch point, A to Z kind of thing. And then after that, you break off into small groups, and you execute that way. A few issues, and I was a part of a small group. So if I was to give an assessment on my small group, is that it went great. I was in there, I was holding it down. You know what I'm saying? I was in there doing what I'm supposed to do in that training. And I was doing that with some of the criticism that I took from Facebook or listening to other people talk. I'm like, all right, this not going to happen in my training. You know what I'm saying? So it was me, it was a woman, it was another chief. Officer, she was an officer. It was three of us. All of us, we were pretty multicultural, different backgrounds and stuff like that. And we were able to give probably a unique training because we didn't just go off of the script. Now, my training probably lasted a lot longer than everybody else's. I ain't even gonna lie. It probably was supposed to be like 2 hours. It might have been like 3 hours, 20 minutes or something. Like my training was long. Like people, they started out real engaged, and then by the end you could start seeing people like, yo, if I answer this, like if I answer this, I would just be, but it was the whole time I was engaging, but I could tell it got to a point, like, cause I'm gonna tell you, so this was the setup, we were doing something, like we underway in operation, and we pretty much, the originally scheduled time to do the training, we couldn't do it. Like we would have had to do it. It's a stand down. So you had to stop your operation. And I mean, we doing Com2X or whatever. So you would have had to stop doing Com2X to do the training. So that wasn't going to happen. However, the training had to be where it had to be at a certain time. So it's like, nah, it's like, all right, we can't do this right now because we doing Com2X. No, you got to do it right now. Like we doing Com2X. So we can't do this. We want to do the best training that we could do. So can you spare us? Can you give us? No, we can't spare you. Boom. Just get it done. So in my opinion, that's an idea of a check in a box type thing. And that's not my command that's doing that. That's above. So let's go into when we got to execute the training. So we got to execute the training when we pull in the port on like the first 3 days of liberty, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type deal. Right. So now you putting sailors who, like this, that first opportunity, because COVID is kind of opening up. So now we got sailors who could finally go on liberty, got to do this training, right? And the sailors always understand, like, man, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. But they were literally the best dates and times to, give the training. And I'm sure if the triad had another option, they would have went with the other option. But it's like almost like a cocktail for disaster, with the mixture of making us have to do it by a certain date. Cause we probably could have got back underway and done it. If, the triad were able to make that call, but unfortunately they had people over them. And you talked about that in one of the earlier episodes with giving people power, but, not, giving them power. It seemed to be, some of that stuff seemed to be like a check in a box. Not for me, it wasn't when we got the training was able to execute, but it was how we had to execute. Like, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, hey, we want to do the best training we could do, so let us do it this way. Nah, y'all can't. Y'all got to do it this way. Y'all got to turn something in. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen that go bad before. Like, yo, just turn something in. I've seen that go bad. But I've read other sellers. Sellers didn't connect with some of the commanders. They didn't connect with some of the triads when they were getting the training. Some demographic based stuff and stuff like that. And then some people in my opinion, some people you just not going to please.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I told you, I mean, like I said, it's a difficult conversation for people, man, in general.
Did y'all do the small groups? Did y'all break off in small groups?
No. Because I mean, we talking about CNSP, man. Like, it's like huge.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many commands, even the ships. You know what I mean? The ships over here, CNSP. So it's a lot. Don't know. We ain't break off.
So that's a problem. That's a problem then. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's a whole half of that training. I mean, and it's crazy that we talking about this right now. It's crazy to come up. Yeah. But that's a whole half of the training. That part, because so you got the commander part, right? The commander part is doing an oath of enlistment and all of that. But then the next part of that training is where they give specific scenarios based on specific sellers and how to handle it, like what you can and can't do on social media and stuff like that. And some of that stuff,
that's the stuff. Like, he went over, like, I think he did it all, man, because he talked about all that stuff, and then he opened everything up, dude. It was like it was one of them long trainings too, though, like long.
Yeah, and that's why they break off, and that was the purpose of doing a smaller group was to be able to give everybody a voice and, you know, make it a little bit more palatable than having just the commander talking.
Yeah. So this is my other take on this real quick, man, is that everything we do when it comes to military is taking ownership of it. Mm-hmm. We can like it. We can not like it, but once we know we have to do it, we take ownership and we put our best foot forward. Most of the time, that's kind of what we do as leaders, right? Some of the stuff that I was hearing out of a couple of articles I was reading was like stuff like we mandated to do this. It's the only reason why I'm here. I'm here because we have to do this. If you start this training like that, you're not going to get anything out of it, man.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anything out of it. So, for one, being a leader is being prepared. I can maybe don't know anything about this subject or whatever, but you give me a week on it, you know, or whatever the time frame is, or you tell me I'm doing the training on it. As long as you ain't telling me I'm doing it like in 5 minutes, I'm going to go, you know, research some stuff. I'm going to have a plan that's put together to do it. It seemed like in some of these articles, man, that they didn't really have a plan. They just got everybody together and like one of them said, 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was 5 minutes. That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
Like 5 minutes and we was done with the training. I don't know what you could accomplish.
We be prioritizing
minutes.
The wrong stuff. That's why. Sometimes we prioritize the wrong. You know, my biggest thing is this. In every case, every scenario is you need representation in the room. You need the right people to make the right decisions at the right time. You know what I'm saying? So me and you can't make a decision on a woman's issue. Me and you can't make a decision on an LGBTQ issue. We might be able to give our opinion, which why does that matter much, or chime in, but we can't make a decision. And our stuff don't really hold weight in those arenas anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as long as this training was developed with the right people in the room and stuff like that, then we set out to do the right thing. But like you said, we need to continue the conversation. And one of the things, like directly after this training, though, I don't know if you saw it. Did you see that picture that was on the office of the MCPON's Facebook?
Mm-mm.
So it was a picture on the office of the MCPON's Facebook, and it was him, and he was meeting up with all the Fleet Master Chiefs.
I think I did see it. I think I might have see it.
Yeah, he was meeting up with all the Fleet Master Chiefs. And all of them were like middle-aged white men. And I'm going to just read the comments that was underneath the post, his post, the Office of the MCPON's post. Somebody said, so many perspectives missing from this table, shaking my head. And these comments still underneath that post. Somebody else said, doesn't look very diverse. Looks like groupthink run amok. These are two men. And then a woman got on and said, not seeing a female sitting at the table is disheartening. Right? Somebody else said, I wonder how many female Fleet Master Chiefs there have been. I can only name one. Right? So these were underneath the post. And you know, because one of the things that somebody could say was, well, you know, you was talking to the Fleet Master Chiefs. Yeah, well, you know, we should have some diversity there too. So my question and all of that, you know, coming off the extremist training and all of that is, do you think that one demographic can make decisions for a multi-demographic mass?
No.
Okay.
I mean, that like what all the stuff that you just said and all the comments, you know, underneath, man, it's big facts, man. Those are facts, man. Like we have to, and I'm all about the best person for the job and all this type of stuff, whatever the case may be. But ain't no, it's crazy. I'm not saying, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying, like you said, all the fleets and all the stuff is middle-aged white men, right?
Everybody on that picture.
Everybody on that picture, right? Okay, that's cool. Got it. But if you come in here to talk about diversity, or you here to talk about extremists, all that cannot be that panel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, what can that panel talk about? Because, like, this is, I think we stumbled across a good topic. What do you think that panel is eligible to talk about then?
That panel, oh man.
Can they talk about grooming standards? Most of them balding, right? And then, I mean, this ain't really a joke. Most of them were bald in the room, are balding, and they all white, right?
I think the most thing they can talk about in that room is if I was a thinking guy and I said, what in the hell can they be in there talking about? I'm going to assume they got paperwork in their hand that's saying, okay, I got this from I got the grooming standards here, and this is what the fleet is saying, right? That we may need to change or may need to look at when it comes to grooming standards. And they can look at that stuff, but they cannot make a ruling on it or anything like that because it's not in their in their lane. You know,
it's like what that way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's what can they talk? Can they talk about uniform standards? Can they talk about what can they talk about that doesn't have anything to do with the multi-demographic Navy?
Yeah, nothing. Like, the only thing they could talk about is how they gonna get some people together to talk about this.
Yeah,
because it's not them. It's not them. And it's nothing against them at all. But,
no.
It's
this
just
is any
facts,
organization.
Man. Any organization.
This anywhere. H&M realized they couldn't do it. You know, I don't know if it was somebody in the room to kind of read the post on that monkey shirt issue for H&M before or whatever. But when you get a group of one demographic, and that could be any demographic, you know, that don't got it. In this particular demographic, it was again a bunch of middle-aged white males. But it can't be all black males. It can't be all women. It can't be all LGBT.
Yeah.
You just can't like have one demographic of people make decisions for the multi-demographic. And I don't care what that decision is. It's like for me, right? I grew up listening to hip hop. Like and this is at the smallest juncture, you know, I grew up listening to hip hop. So if somebody tell me to make a playlist for a multi-demographic, you know, group, I'm not really going to know everything to put, you know, of course I'm going to throw some Bon Jovi. Of course I'm going to throw some Bon Jovi on the list. I'm going to put some Queen on the list.
Yeah.
It's certain, you know, songs. What's the new? Ain't just a small town girl.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that's going on there. He took the midnight train, but
Yeah.
like I'm not the most well versed in every other arena to be able to, you know, if we got some. My wife was just telling me the other day she had to make a playlist for a group of people, and a lot of them was Latinx, and she didn't know what to like. She trying to play some Beyonce. She thought Beyonce would work. You know, it's different stuff. I'm like, you know, you got to put Bad Bunny on. You got to play some Bad Bunny. You got to like it's certain. You know, like you have to. Like so, it's like nobody can do that. So we shouldn't be. I don't think we should. And I almost found it funny that that picture was even out there. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's just me. Like,
yeah,
I think we should be a little bit more conscious than like that picture in this day and age where these sellers are like very vocal. And they commented they commented on the Facebook page. They commented on the Office of the McPom page.
And you know
right
what?
under that picture.
That bring up something I was thinking about too, man. Like personally, young cat like me from Mississippi, man, like coming into the Navy. I was not caring about any of this stuff now. That's why I look at the young people now, man, and I have to like say, you know, job well done, man. I'm speaking up about stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like back in my time, 1998, man, I wasn't even care. Like, dude, I didn't even care what my chief did.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't even care what he did. I don't care. As long as he taking care of the things he need to take care of, I didn't care. Now, it's a whole different ball game now, man. But it's not a bad thing, though. Yeah. It's not a bad thing. And the truth about a lot of young people speaking out, a lot of things are getting corrected. It's small things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Little things here and there. But by them speaking out, you can see things are starting to change a little bit, man. But back to the whole point, man, we can't do nothing in America anymore without diversity, man. That's period, man. If you want to be great, if you want to do big things, if you want to be for the people, it has to be diversity, man. If it ain't diversity, it ain't for the people.
Yeah, and we should have never been doing, you know, things without considering diversity anyway.
Most definitely. Yeah.
But to that point that you was just making up, that's like, you know, taking a word faddish out of the uniform instruction, right?
Yeah.
I remember this. Like it might have been, I think it was on the last ship, like when I first got there, and somebody was like, you know, well, Chief, like, what is faddish? Like, what's faddish? Like, what does that mean? You know, and me, I'm like, I'm not one of them people that's going like bullshit you just to like make you be like, well, what's black and white is black and white. Like, if I don't understand it either, then I'm gonna probably say that. I don't know if you were in this conversation too, but like somebody was like, well, is a mohawk, you know, faddish what's faddish? And I'm like, you know, faddish is something for, oh, matter of fact, it was when dudes was getting the curls in their hair. It was when the curls after Black Panther came out and we started seeing more people getting curls in their hair. And I'm like, yeah, you can't have a faddish. And I don't think anything really went against whatever they were doing except for the fact that it was faddish. So it was like, yo, you can't have a faddish style. And then it's like, well, how do you know that it's a fad? You know, then the question was like fads, because fads fade, right? Like normally fads, they go away at some point. Like, so people used to wear jerseys or whatever, and then they didn't wear them as much. So it's like, you know, fads fade. So it's like, well, mohawks are still, then somebody was like, well, is a mohawk a fad? And I was like, because mohawks been existent forever at this point. So is it a fad? And then I'm like, well, that might be a different kind of fad. You know, we trying to figure it out together. So faddish is one of those words that it could be a catch-all because it means everything and doesn't mean anything at the same time.
Yeah, and that's why they put that word. That's why that word was put in there, man. So it's like a catch-all. Anytime you can fall back, let's fall back on faddish. Yeah, you know what I mean, it's one of those things, but that's old, man. And I'm glad that's something that got removed. You know what I mean, from the grooming standards, man. So that was a win for everybody right there, because not only for the young sailors, but for guys like us, man, that's trying to figure it out too. We up here like, man, like faddish. Oh, you can't wear that now. You know what I mean? look at it and say, okay, got it. They can either do it or they can't do it, instead of trying to freaking think and is it not? So we need black and white that explain stuff, so we ain't got to do all that, thinking of if they should have it or shouldn't have it, man. So
yeah,
it was a good win.
And they call them unintentional discriminatory regulations. So Faddish is out, right? Good taste is out. Eccentric is out. Compliment the skin tone. Compliment the skin tone is out.
That's
smartness, and then all of this stuff again is stuff that is a whole part of when they did the the whole survey, the task force thing. It's a whole part of that task force thing. So it's like 56 recommendations that were made, everything from recruiting to promotional rules and ship names. So it's going to be a lot of stuff coming out from that. Yeah. So I mean, I think it's a good time in the world when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, but, and it goes back to that task force and all those, and it's about diversity there, man. You got it have to be multicultural, man, because you're not talking about one specific race or demographic. You're talking about everybody. Everybody. So you can't put nothing in that grooming standard that does not cover everybody. Yeah. Right? You got it's just crazy, man. Like even from shaving to your hair, different texture of your hair, man. Like some people can put water in their hair, man, and it just curls up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. It's crazy, man. So all that stuff has to be, covered and spelled out for everybody to understand.
Yeah, I had a woman ask me, she's like, "Hey, Chief, can I get finger waves?" And I think I hit you up like, yo, because but I really didn't find anything. I think it took me a while to find something that was no, but it didn't really say no. Like finger waves wasn't necessarily on there. It was something else that, I'd be like, well, just take this and make this mean finger waves. So no, or whatever. But it didn't specifically because whoever wrote this instruction didn't know all the black woman hairstyles to say that it wasn't regulated. So it's like, then these black women go on here and they like, this not on here, that's not on here. Then they get the hairstyle, then they go to work and somebody like, you can't have this. You can't have that. It's like, well, that's not
so many times. This happens so many times.
Yeah. So I'm glad that's we making a round turn on that. Yeah. I know you was talking about boards before we started the podcast. You was talking about board prep.
Yeah, man. We had this thing already, and I think in our office also about people getting ready for their boards from E6 getting ready to board. But even myself, man, I had to get my packaging stuff together for Master Chief, man. So it's being prepared, man. Listening to the knowledge that's out there. There's a lot of people out there that set boards and stuff. We even had the opportunity to bring somebody on the podcast and talk about it, and he has put his information out there a lot for people to hit him up and ask questions. And that's the biggest thing, guys. Like whoever out there listening, if you're first class and you going up for chief or whoever, man, it is people out there that wants to help you guys, man. So I remember when I first came up, I didn't understand like the verbiage inside you so used to. I think when I was first up for chief, I probably been in the Navy maybe 10, 11 years or something like that when I was first up for it. And I was at that point in my career where I knew how to do everything, right? I was at that point that, I know how to get this package together, blah, blah, blah. But then when I started reading the instruction on it and reading up on it, I didn't understand. Right. Lucky for me, I had, good mentor, good people out there that helped me out and helped me like put it together and things like that. But I'm saying this to say you don't have to know everything out there. For the youngster, you don't have to know everything, man. There's people out there that want you to succeed and want you to be great. So ask questions. If your command, most commands have review boards, review people packages and stuff like that. Go to those things and learn from it, because at one point in your career, you're gonna be the guy on the other side of that table. So you need to get all the information that you can, so then you'll be able to give back that same information to help out sailors. But yeah, man. So for my package, man, I sent it off, man, and I'm still to this day been in the Navy for a long time, and I'm still listening to different advices from everybody on how to do it and what not to do and all this stuff. Send 30 enclosures, don't send no enclosures. Just if your stuff in there, you good to go. So with all that being said, this time, man, I sent probably the most enclosures that I ever sent.
Yeah.
Since I've been doing it, man, I sent a lot of enclosures this time, man, because and at the end of the day, from listening to so many people, I came up to my reality and saying this: if I don't want them to search for it and look for it, send it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how I took it, man. Like, so now they automatically gonna have this. Yes, they can read my eval, and this mostly when I'm saying this stuff is most destination stuff, like stuff like that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just, if they don't have to look, what if they like this human error? Sometimes people miss stuff. So if I put it here on this list, I know it's gonna be touched on. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, and our episode 7, the one about fleet temp stalkers, we talked to Master Chief Alquin Parker about everything that got to do with, doing a board. So if you
great guy, want to help. Great guy, man.
Yeah. Very active. The dude, he's super active. He also he running, like I always see that man running the Nike doing 7-8 miles a day or something like that. So, but with that, if you need any information, start there. Especially if you listen to this podcast, start there. Listen to that whole episode, because I think we hit him like in a second hour. So go there. Then go to your resources. They are, like you said, they're everywhere. And it's a different time. It's not like a time where you can't find people that don't want to help. And that's the beauty of this time period we in. It's always a contact. It's always a way to help people. I was on Facebook. I don't know if I talked about it on here before, but I was on Facebook at some point, and this military sailor had said he was going to commit suicide, and like you could just damn near look like the whole Navy messaged him like, "No, we love you. You're important." This, that. So it's always somebody to talk to. So when it come to the board prep, you know what I'm saying? And I did that too. And don't have too much pride. I used to be like, man, I'm not giving him this Des letter. I'm not giving him that Des letter and all that. Man, I'm trying to make it. So I'm going to give you whatever I feel like is going to help me, make it, So and listen up, listen to people. Nobody's right, but nobody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by, listen to people. At some point, sometime I remember, getting offended. Somebody, this ain't, this, that. And like now it's like, just listen to people. And I would also say, don't ever deny somebody to help, because somebody might find something in your package and your record that nobody else found. I don't care if, you got a brother that's a chief or senior chief, whatever. Your wife is, like, make sure you get a lot of people to look at your record. I just had, and I've always combed through people's records and found things. I just had a seller that I got a lot of respect for, and I went through her record before. She just hit me up saying somebody found something in her record, and it was something that I never even caught. So I thought that was super cool. Her too. I'll tell you offline. Yeah. But she's like, somebody, we found this discrepancy, and I'm like, oh man, this might have been, and it's a seller that been going up. Be like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, this might have been it. Like, this might be a good thing that that could help. So that's definitely my my take on that.
Yeah, good stuff.
But you got thoughts on people not taking a vaccine?
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier, man. Yeah, so we talked about it earlier about the vaccine. I don't. My thoughts on people that's not taking the vaccine is them. They don't have to take it. It was written as that they don't have to take it. And the reason why I say I had thoughts on it, and I talked a little bit about it, is because you can hear the whispering. Why they not taking it? Because at the same time, think about this. If I'm at a command and I send somebody there and they don't have to be wrong, but I send this person, they have to be wrong, who we sending?
Yeah.
You know, who we sending? That's where the whispering start to come into play. I'd rather send somebody who don't have to run and then have to pay for somebody to sit in a room for this many days. Vice, this guy can go there, get to work, and be back on the home port. So it's a crazy way to think about it, man. But at the same time, it's not mandated. We don't have to. It ain't. It's voluntary, man. So
yeah, man. Let people choose.
People need to. I mean, yeah, and people got freedom of speech. They can say what they want, man. But
choose.
Yeah, people can choose, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about. Sometimes it seems like it's forced.
Yeah.
Now I know you were talking about mental health.
Yeah. So this mental health, man. Like last episode we just done, we was talking a little bit about mental health, and I remember saying about like how we put stuff out at quarters all the time. I know you said something like, "Do we put out enough information out?" And I felt like we do put enough information out. We talk about it at quarters. It's posters. It's all type of stuff about mental health, and people can get help. So when I said that, I got a message, man, on Facebook about that situation, and the sailor also. I don't know if they hit you up or not, but my take on that is this: if you got some mental health issues and you go to medical and medical tell you come back in 4 months or whatever. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Was your message about the statements on the episode?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it was. So let me be clear on that. I'm not saying. I'm telling you what we put out at quarters and we put out on the ships and all and commands and all that type of stuff is for you to have the ability to reach out on whoever you need to reach out to.
Yeah.
Right.
So
but
basically,
basically
what you're saying is the information is being
the information
exposed.
Is being put. Yeah, it's out there. Now, when you go over there to the mental health place over there, they're gonna look at you and they're gonna say, okay, this and that. But what I'm telling you guys is, I am not in no shape or fashion or anything saying if you go to a place they tell you to come back and you got some issues, that's not a problem. That is a problem, and you should come back and you should bring that up to your chain of command also about the time. And I can see that happening because I know medical. You know what I mean? I know medical. Yeah. You can go over there and be seen, and medical will tell you, we don't have no appointment to this time. But it's different situations and different things that's happening that it has to be addressed. And I know they got their rules over there on whatever, but I feel like also if you're going over there for a reason. So I feel like you should be looked at and talked to regardless. Now they can come up with something and say, "Oh no, you're good to go. You just need to do this. You need to do that." I got it. That's what that's their diagnosis or whatever they said that could be wrong with you. I got that, but not being seen at all. No, that's a big negative right there. So, so I was talking about the information being put out, not necessarily about the medical or the mental health clinic itself. You know, I mean, I don't work over there, so I don't control anything over there. I'm more talking about commands getting the information out to everyone, the resources and stuff.
Yeah, we talked about and provided resources, and that's one of the reasons why I think when you do things like listen to a podcast and stuff, you gotta take it in for its entirety, because a lot of times people are not going to revisit every single piece of dialogue they had about a certain conversation. So, and I think the second episode which was the first one we aired, we talked about resources for mental health stuff. We talked about the struggles that leaders have when it come to mental health issues. And then we had another episode where we spoke in that direction as well. Me personally, I think we've already, because we talked about service workers and people not, doing their job that's supposed to provide service. I think that was the episode with Jesse on it. So we don't like that either. Like, we don't like that a seller could go, you're in the hands of your chain of command, who already are not the professional people that actually know how to handle this situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kid from Philly who loved music and joined the Navy to be an electrician, So, and then I care about, the people that I work around and the people that work with me. All right. So I care enough about you to go to help you go get help. And then you go somewhere, you leave the presence of the person who care about you to go somewhere where it's now somebody's job and profession to actually treat you. And then when you get there, they don't care about you. Right. So now I had one ingredient, I had the care part, but I didn't have the treat part. But now you go somewhere where somebody has the skill level or supposed to have the skill and a job where they supposed to treat you, but then they don't have the care part. So now you just like another job, another task. Or it's not even personalized. We don't like that. We don't agree with that. We don't think that that's okay. I don't think that those people should work in those fields if they don't care. That's just what I think. I think everything comes with consideration. Everything comes with like a certain level of tact, and everything comes with understanding who you are and what you mean to, a person at the time. You know what I'm saying? My wife was telling me she was listening to one of my nephews get school over the, computer, and he was really excited to answer a question, but I guess he spoke out of turn. And the teacher, instead of, all she did was scold him for speaking out of turn, and she didn't say anything about him, being right or whatever. She just publicly, you shouldn't, spoke out of turn. Me personally, I don't think that's tactful, especially when you dealing with a child. Now this guy's all excited. These things could easily change kids. And I'm not saying the whole entire thing or giving my whole entire sentiment, but yes, I don't think you should work anywhere where you do service that got to do with somebody's emotionals, somebody's psychology, anything like that, and you actually don't care.
Don't care. Yeah.
But I think
go ahead.
No, I just say I think we spoke on that. Like a numerous amount of times that every time we speak on mental health, we might not say that again because we talking about something else. But if you go back episodes and stuff like that, you do get that we don't think that that's okay, but like basically the point that you were making was like, you go in and you speak on this, or you go in and you speak on that, and the command might do this, and these things might happen. When it's after that, then what is it? And a lot of times you get in the hands of people that we can't even help you with. Like after you leave and you get in the hands of these people, then it's this person or that person that got to help you or whatever. So then it's like, you can't even, and then the only thing we could really do is go down there full force and like soldier up, like, what's going on with my cellar, boom, boom, boom. But a lot of times that don't work either. You know what I'm saying? So those people do have to care. And that's not just Navy medical. I don't want this to, to be like it's a Navy issue. It's a lot of places that got to do shit with mental health. Like a lot of these people, they just punch in the clock. Like a lot of people that work.
You become a number. Yeah, you become a number, man. Like a job, it's an entry. On the computer. Yeah, I got it. And even like I haven't looked back at the episode to see if I misspoke on it, but even if I did, that's not what I was getting at. I was getting at the fact of the resources are out there, and it's put out at commands and quarters and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Well,
I remember the conversation, and it wasn't that it was misspoken. It just wasn't dived in too deep. It was a real quick.
Yeah.
You said this. a response, and that was it. We didn't do a deep dive as much as we just did right now. Another thing from the last episode that I want to relay is I was talking to my mom after she listened to it, and I posted about it on our Instagram. But it's okay to say you're not okay. I think we talked, and I did all that talking, and I forgot that was really the general message of the episode. Like, you know, we talk about mental health, we talk about this. As leaders, you know, it sounds really good, me telling people it's okay to say you're not okay. But that's the reason why I was giving my story of moments in time that I wasn't okay, but wasn't saying that I wasn't okay. My mom was like, well, if you didn't feel like you could, you know, stand watch, whatever, boom, why did you do it? And it was because I wasn't strong enough to say that I can't do this right now. You know, I wasn't psychologically mature enough to say I can't do this, but we have to be, because at the end of the day, all we have is who we are. And if you don't want to lose that, our downward spiral. And that's the point I forgot to say is don't be like that. If you feel like you can't handle something at the time, you know your strength. You know, you're not going to put up weight you can't put up.
Yeah. And you know, it's crazy, man. When you talk about that, man, I think right now in the news, man, it's like when you say the word, you know, like, are you okay? Are you good? Are you this? If you don't talk about it, if you don't speak up, no one else knows, right? Yeah. So it's like you carrying on with the whatever the plan is be. But what's in the news right now, man, is bringing me to people like not having a conversation or not talking, and then stuff builds up and then you just explode, right? So I don't know if you know about this thing with Kwame Brown right now, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think that is part of what's going on right now with Kwame Brown. This guy been talked about for so long and been the butt of a joke for so long. Now his brother, somebody he plays with and all this, now they're in on it also, and it just hit different. Yeah. You know, but now this has been a build up for so long, and man, Kwame Brown going in.
Kwame on
he's going
rampage.
He's going in on everybody.
Angela Yee, Charlamagne, Becky with the good hair.
Oh man, everybody can get it. Everybody can get it, man. He ain't messing around, man.
He not playing.
Yeah, and the truth about it is though, man, and I hate to say it like this because of what he's saying, but give that man a podcast, man.
Yeah,
well,
his
YouTube,
his YouTube got like.
Oh, I bet it's blowing up.
Yeah, his YouTube blowing up.
Even Matt Bourne trying to say something about that. You got 30,000 new followers. Blah blah blah. They don't care about you. They 30,000. They care what he's saying.
Yeah, really fast. In a week, he up to close to 100,000 followers. And then Matt Barnes. He invited him to the hands, of course. Matt Barnes, you know, told him we could come to the pod if we still not seeing eye to eye, we could fight, and then I could shake your hand and we could continue on from there. He said he ain't fighting Matt Barnes. Yeah, he said,
and the way he said it was was perfect too, man. The way he said it, he was laughing and shit when he was saying it. It was crazy, man. I heard. Oh, he responded right away, dude.
I know he said it, but I ain't heard it.
Yeah, dude, he responded real quick. And it's another cat that came on, man, and he was like, man, I forgot his name, Allen or something. He said they don't want it with Matt Barnes, man. Like when he was in the league, people knew. Like, Like, I mean, they're not Matt Barnes, but
Kwame Brown.
He said they don't want it with him. You know what I mean? They don't want. He said they don't want the hands, man. Kwame Brown.
It's crazy because I don't know if you're familiar with this, but this happened with it was a singer from Philly named Jaguar Wright, like last year around the same time. She was coming out talking about Talib Kweli, Common, The Roots, Mary J. Blige, Summer Walker. Like she was just coming out. The Summer Walker stuff was like unfounded, but the rest of these music artists, she was coming out saying things that happened back then. Sexual harassment type stuff. So we starting to see things like this, like on a yearly basis, where like some, I want to say some obscure or some celebrity that we haven't heard from in a long time come back out and start exposing people or saying things that people deny, or, you know, they fight. They might say it's a mental health thing and stuff like that. And I know Kwame Brown, he was like attacking, like I think Charlemagne. I think like he gonna have to like everybody. So
yeah,
but
and it's the worst that they say, man. Like I forgot the lady used to be on ESPN, man. She said something, called him violent or something. He went on her and said he's not violent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
she said I choose violence. She said,
Yeah.
oh no, she said Kwame Brown woke up and chose violence. And he responded, but he didn't know like all she was doing was quoting Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Jamel Hill. It was Jamel Hill.
Yeah.
So he didn't know
Jamel
all she
Hill.
was doing was quoting Game of Thrones.
She got it
right at her. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened when you're not around. You might not know those pop culture references.
You better put the quotation marks and put them at the bottom where it came from.
Yeah,
man.
I saw that. I did see that. Hey, so let's get into this movie, man. Without Remorse. Let me drop the stats.
Yeah.
Without Remorse. It's a Tom Clancy story, directed by Stefano Salima. Michael B. Jordan is the star. It got Jamie Bell in it, Jodie Turner-Smith. So Jodie Turner-Smith, that's from Queen and Slim. Lauren London, rest in peace, Nip, and Guy Pearce. And you could go from there.
Yeah, man, like this movie though, I'm glad we talked about it, man, is because it's right up my alley, man. Like my type of movie, and I'm more definitely biased to it. One, I'm a Michael B. Jordan fan. I think he's a think he's a good actor. Most definitely loved him in love the guy, man. You know, but the movie itself, though, regardless of who played his role, I would have probably loved the movie, man. I'm most definitely with the action and the don't care attitude, which I know. I mean, what happened to him in the movie, you know, killing his wife and stuff like that, and that I knew he was gonna have a don't give a fuck attitude, and that's what happened, and that's what happened in the movie, man. Like he really didn't care, and he was a badass, man. He ain't fuck around, man. So I love the movie, man. I think Laura London played a good role, man. She's like her skills was pretty good in that movie, man. I can see her
Laura
doing
London?
it. Yeah, I mean, I like how I like the role she played, man. She played a good role.
How long was
man.
she in it? How long was she in it?
Not long, but it was good, man. It was good. Like, of course, she wasn't that long, you know. But her it was good enough to set the scene for the whole entire movie, though. She set the scene for the movie.
Okay.
No, she didn't set the scene.
Oh, I mean, like,
I'm just saying she played a good role in the movie, but the Tom Clancy's movies though, man, they the one I think I saw a couple of them, man. Both of them been pretty action packed movies, and Michael B. Jordan, and then it's a type of not saying a different role for Michael B. Jordan, but we kind of haven't heard from him in a minute. You know, so him coming back, I think it was a good movie for him to come back for it. And then I love those movies where the endings come into play also. Yeah, where you think it could be more and something else. So if I was rating this movie out of 5, man, I'm gonna give it a 4. But I thought it was a pretty good movie, especially, you know, and I could be a little, you know, I won't say I am biased, but I would say the timing to having it where it was at, and COVID and all this type of stuff, man. Sit at home with the family and watch it was another thing about it too. So, but it was a pretty good movie to me. I like it, and I'm an action guy, so I like it. What you got?
I heard it was a mid-credit scene in that movie. I ain't see it. I didn't even know it was a mid-credit scene. So I gotta go back gotta go back and watch it again. Like, if you're not Avengers, a Marvel movie, don't do the mid-credit scene, man. I'm only watching Marvel movies to get the mid-credit scene.
Oh no! So. Oh yeah, actually, I did see the mid credits. I saw it. It was pretty good. That's why I just said what I said about. Yeah.
But from what I've gathered is, from what I know, is it's supposed to set the stage for the Rainbow Six kind of movie franchise, or the Rainbow Six world, or whatever we want to say, the ecosystem of that whole thing.
Okay.
What I want to say about the movie, I remember when it was first coming out, my wife was like, Lauren London got a new movie coming out with Michael B. Jordan. I was like, nah, most likely Michael B. Jordan got a new movie coming out, and Lauren London's in it, right? And that ain't, that ain't feminist or nothing, but that's just me understanding the celebrity. Like, Lauren London don't got no movie coming out. 9 times out of 10, Lauren London ain't gonna live in that entire movie, through the entire movie, right? That's what I said. Love
before
Lauren London.
Came out? You said it before the movie came out?
Yeah.
Nice.
Before it came out.
Like it.
Because of it's a Michael B. Jordan movie, and I know it had Jodie Turner-Smith in it from Queen and Slim. So I figured if it was a woman lead, it was her, and it wasn't Lauren London. So I already figured she was going to be the wife, and I figured she was going to die. That's before I even saw the previews, right? So then I watched the previews, and that was exactly it. Like, the amount of time Lauren London was in the previews is the amount of time she was in the movie. Like, the same amount of time. It's like 3 minutes. Previews a movie. Like,
little longer 3 minutes, man.
You know what I'm saying? Now I say all that. I really love. I'm not really like much respect for like Nip and everything they got going on, and much respect for Lauren London. I just knew that like this was like her first step back into movies, like real like big movies, and getting her feet wet. She normally does things, in my opinion, she does things that's commendable in the right way. So I figured she wasn't going to step out all the way out yet. So I figured if she was in it, it was going to be a small role. She was going to be the love interest. It's just the way my wife told me. It was like he was the love. And like Michael B. Jordan is the lead in any movie that he plays in for a while, unless he's playing alongside somebody else.
Denzel or somebody. Yeah, gotcha.
Secondly, some of the movie was, for me, I don't know if we didn't have the surround sound set up, but some of the like movie, the script and stuff was like just hard to follow and really understand. Like, to me, it was about like, all right, let's just where the action scenes at. Some of what was going on, all right, it's an issue with the Russians. They killed, like, it's pretty much, all right, it's two people setting people up. Some of those words didn't matter. I think Michael B. Jordan get a lot of flack for not speaking that much in his movies. And it was a scene where he was grunting for like 10 minutes. Like he had just, spoiler if you ain't see the movie, but he had just like lit off the bomb, the explosion or whatever. And he was going up the steps. He was fighting and he was like he was grunting for like 10 minutes.
You can't
like,
fight, man. You cannot fight and freaking talk at the same time. You fighting. Now you can say the fighting scene for 10 minutes.
Well, he was nursing.
What I mean?
He was like nursing a wound. He was like grunting for like. The last person we saw do that was Leonardo DiCaprio. He won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, exactly. Of course,
I don't think he deserved. He is my favorite actor, but I don't think he deserved it for that. But you can't just grunt, man, like for 10 minutes straight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't it. You know what I mean? But
oh my goodness.
But yeah, so he get a lot of flack for like not talking that much in his movies. But I like Michael B. Jordan. I like who doesn't like Michael B. Jordan. So I think it was a decent movie. I like seeing a new like Hollywood star in the making, because I think Hollywood kind of with Marvel and things like that, ensemble cast. I think Hollywood kind of lost that like the star power in the actor. It's not too many stars. It's not too many new stars. So what I mean by that is Denzel Washington is a star still. He's still a star. Tom Cruise is still a star. You still watching a movie because Tom Cruise is in it. Angelina Jolie, Leonardo DiCaprio. These are still some of the like old school fashion kind of actors that you go to the movie because they're in it. It doesn't matter what the movie about. You just gonna watch it. It's a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I don't care. It could be about the West. It could be about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We gonna go see it because it's the new Leonardo DiCaprio movie. That's not how it is that much anymore. You normally get a Marvel thing or whatever where you get a character that anybody could kind of play this role. So Yeah, let me just watch it. And that's not the
Yeah.
knock. None of the actors that play in the Marvel movies are not like
Yeah.
that. But these are these kind of plug and play roles where some people like nobody should ever play Iron Man again. Like Robert Downey Jr., did his thing. But people originally were going to go to the movies to see Iron Man. Not as much Robert Downey Jr. until you get there and you're like, yeah, I'm seeing Robert Downey Jr., of course. But if that's understood what I'm saying, like it's not that many of those stars. And I believe that like this movie is proving that Michael B. Jordan is coming up to be that kind of star, because it wasn't Creed, it wasn't a Marvel movie, it was something different. It was a Tom Clancy movie, action, and people still saw it from what I know. Now I know he got Creed 3 coming out, in which he's directing, but that's a seat that he's firmly planning.
And then you think about the Creeds too, though. He had star power with him too, having Sylvester there too. That was kind of some more star power, So
the Rocky franchise, it already was a platform for him to come up. But now it seems as if he's like the Hollywood sexiest man or whatever, stuff like that. He dating Lori Harvey. Like now he's starting to really become what every actor that of old
came up the same way.
Like the old ones, like the real old guys, the De Niro's, and like we follow these guys, and I think he's doing that now. So I think that's good. I'll say all that. I showed all that love to say I didn't think the movie was that great. I would give it like a 3 out of 5. It was an action movie. The action was good, of course. I couldn't follow the story that much. I didn't think it needed to be followed, but I still couldn't follow it that much. Would I ever watch it again? Not sure. But yeah, it was cool. But moreover, now I did want to talk to you about a post I saw on Facebook where somebody said Michael B. Jordan is now starting to become in that company of Will Smith and Denzel.
Now, so I will say this to that, man. Like the word "becoming" is probably the best word in that whole sentence, man. Like he's
they ain't say becoming. They ain't say becoming. They pretty much said we could put his name in that.
Oh no, he's not. He's not there. I don't think he has the star power yet, but he may be on his way. He's not. Denzel shouldn't have been there. Will Smith.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
That's the only point I wanted to make.
Yeah, if you said he's getting on the level or getting close to the level of Will Smith when it comes to movies and acting and stuff, I've been like, maybe a little bit lower than Will right now, because Will still got a lot of star power still. But Denzel is on a whole nother level, man. You can't say this. Yeah, he got a lot of star power, man. Don't get crazy.
Will Smith don't got no star power.
What? Will Smith,
he's not selling movies. Will Smith not selling movies. Will Smith is not selling movies. Will Smith not selling movies.
Come on, man. Will Smith selling movies, man.
No, Will Smith not selling.
So you saying these companies out there just paying Will Smith and he ain't selling?
They paying Will Smith, but he not selling movies. They are paying him, but he not selling movies. That's all I got for that. Will Smith not selling movies. We gonna get into it because I just pulled up his movies, but Will Smith not selling movies. I don't want to so Will Smith played in Gemini Man. That was a bust, most likely, right? Gemini Man was a bust.
Most likely. No, I want to see the numbers.
I'm looking them up right now. Gemini Man did 173.5 million. So it says October's Gemini Man.
It was low budget though, movie. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it says October's Gemini Man proved two Smiths were not better than one when the big budget movie could barely break even at the box office.
That's some haters right there, man. Who that hater is? Like, who you looking at, man? Is that your website?
No. This is Cinema Blend. Will Smith's Gemini Man flopped, but it's still really important for the future of movies because they use some new high tech stuff and all of that. But Bad Boys for Life did okay, but that was the Bad Boys entity. I'm not gonna give them no credit for that. Yeah. But Spies in Disguise, come on, man. I think Aladdin did good, but that was Aladdin. That had nothing to do with him.
Will Smith, man. He did his thing.
Collateral Beauty didn't do anything that someone like would probably. Suicide Squad didn't have nothing to do with Will Smith. Concussion.
Hey man, hey, we talking about Michael B. See how you got how you got on wheel like that, man?
No, because I'm saying like Will Smith not right now. If you put Michael B. Jordan on a marquee and you put Will Smith on that marquee, more people. Now let me kind of go to Will Smith for a second. Will Smith, a very inspirational person, always been a role model coming from Philly, and always been very positive. And at one point in my life, I would say I was like the biggest fan of Will Smith. You ever saw The Incredibles, the first one? You ever saw the first Incredibles, the movie about the superhero family?
Yeah. Remember
the villain who liked like he looked up and admired Mr. Incredible. He became a villain. That's how I felt about Will Smith. Like I looked up and admired Will Smith in my youth or whatever, but now I'm like I'm your villain because you not making good movies. Like his movies are not. He figured out Instagram. He figured out social media, TikTok, everything. Like I'm glad he did that because I like seeing Will Smith prominent somewhere. But in my opinion, he's not prominent in Hollywood. As far as prominence right now, the only reason why I won't say like Michael B. Jordan surpassed him is because Will Smith has legacy. He got hits. He got movies that he sold because he was Will Smith. That's going to take Michael B. Jordan a lot of movies to do that. Like, and Will Smith was doing that out the gate, like at like young, like Independence Days and like all of these movies. Will Smith was doing that from out the gate. So I can never take that away from Will Smith. Ali, all of that, but so yeah, it's gonna take.
But back to the thing about like Will Smith though. So the reason why I say star power, right, is because not necessarily the movies people going out and watch, but the fact that he's still getting these roles in these movies. People are paying him because he's Will Smith.
Money. Yeah, people wasting their money. You wasting your money,
but that's star power though, right? That's not star power.
Yes, it's a form of star power, but what I mean by it is he not selling the movie. Will Smith not selling. Tom Cruise could still sell a movie. Will Smith not selling the movie, meaning that yes, I'm about to spend $10 to $20 million to get Will Smith in a movie and waste that could have went on my budget to make my movie better because I put Will Smith in a movie and I'm not going to recoup. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Like Gemini Man, cutting edge technology. All this stuff, and they should have put The Rock in it. You know what I'm saying? Like people would have went to see it.
Yeah.
Like Will Smith, like he's not it no more in the box office.
Yeah.
Like it was a time where people was going to see movies just because Will Smith was in it. He not it. In my opinion, he not it no more. Do a Tarantino movie.
Will Smith, I got you, man. Michael B. Jordan though. Go ahead.
Michael B. Jordan, right? So it's gonna take, in my opinion, it's gonna take a while for him to hit Will Smith's heights. In my opinion, but
he's on his way though. He's on his way.
If he keep it up, yeah. But let's not talk about Denzel at all. Like, don't use that man's name in vain in this conversation. When you talking about Denzel, you mention him with the greats. Mention him with Pacino. Mention him with De Niro. Mention him with DiCaprio. Mention him with Daniel Day-Lewis, and he holding his own with all of them. Like he giving everybody a hard day. Don't mention Denzel with Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan just because they black or whatever. They don't compare to him at all. Like I don't see no comparison to them. I think people thinking about Man on Fire and some of them action movies and forgetting that Denzel, man. Denzel do this.
Monster, man.
Denzel do this.
Flight in the game, man.
If you need a recent Denzel movie to kind of like know that he do it, watch Flight. And that's him and John. Damn, well, I don't want to forget his name, man. What's his name? John from Roseanne.
Yeah. Oh, Connor.
No.
That's his name. That's his name on the show.
No. That's the dude from Terminator, man. That's a dude from Terminator, man. But John Connor is the dude from Terminator, man. Oh, John Goodman. John Goodman's a beast. But Denzel's a beast. So yeah, that's the one thing I want to make clear is we can't keep grouping up black actors together just because they black and all that. Like,
yeah,
Michael B. Jordan don't have nothing on Denzel. Name should never be mentioned. I don't think Morgan Freeman name should be mentioned with Denzel's. And I like Morgan Freeman, and I think he's a really good actor. But I don't think he at Denzel level. It's not too many actors at that Denzel level. You could probably put Samuel Jackson there if you're going to throw any black actor, and that's just all versatility alone. Like it's a lot of reasons why I wouldn't even put Sam Jackson there.
Sammy he ain't there though. He ain't there. Not to me. I mean, I love Samuel too though. I mean, you're right. His versatility, he a beast, but Denzel the whole.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. Like Denzel, like one of the greatest of all time. Like yeah. Let's not put Michael B. Jordan it's almost disrespectful. But yeah. So I mean, that's my take.
It's a rumor though that he might be coming back for Black Panther.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
It's a lot of different rumors. It's a lot of different rumors about Black Panther though. Shuri being the next one, him coming back. It's a lot of different rumors. I know he directing Creed 3, which I commend him for that, man. Taking over Ryan Coogler's job. Ryan Coogler got Black Panther to do. He got more stuff to do with Marvel. I'm sure Ryan Coogler gonna produce it, Creed 3 and Stallone or whatever. But Michael B. Jordan gonna be behind the camera this time. So I don't know if he's gonna have
man. Look at the
time.
confidence though. Look at the confidence that guy has in him though. So he's been around the game for a while too. Michael B. Jordan. He's been around the game.
Yeah, he sat behind. I never would have thought from seeing the dude with the braids on a wire that he was going to become this guy that he is. Like in any facet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. So good. Keep it up, Michael B. Jordan. The movie was decent enough to not mess up his reputation, so he should be, good in box office for a while.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think that's it, man. I think we covered like everything, and we did it all in under 2 hours.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. We only gonna get better, man. Like, it's so much information out there, guys. So this is like the tip of the spear. But if you guys got anything out there also that you want us to hit up, or want us to concentrate on for one of these episodes, let us know, man. We go out, we look at things, we try to find the things that are up to date and to put out to you guys and talk about it and discuss it. But if you guys got anything, hit us up, man. On any topics. And then for the sailor who hit me up, thank you. You know what I mean? I like to clarify stuff and make sure that I'm on point and saying the right stuff also. So thank you for that.
Yeah, if you made it to this point of the podcast, first of all, I want to say thank you. If you made it to this point of the podcast, that means you're a true fan. And if you are a true fan, that means you enjoy the podcast. If you enjoy the podcast, please, it may be somebody else that might enjoy the podcast. So please share this on your social media, like anywhere, share this. Word of mouth is the only thing that's going to grow the podcast. My book, real quick, is the book about Nipsey Hussle, the autobiography, The Marathon Don't Stop by Rob Kenner. I'm probably going to talk about it next week, but it definitely did inspire me. But again, share us, like, share, comment, engage. Like Damon was saying, like ask questions, provide topics. We trying to remain current, stuff like that. So please push us. Push to us and help us go to that next level. We appreciate everybody, all the listeners that came back out after the long hiatus. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
And then before we go, if you was wondering, I know you see the top of this shirt the whole episode and you want to know who it was because you see the top of it. I'll let you guys see real quick, man. Smoke Pop, man.
Pop.
I
was gonna wear a Pac shirt. It's crazy. I was gonna wear a Pac shirt today too, and I didn't.
Definitely, man.
But yeah, man. Peace out, man.
Man. Peace. I'll let your boy, man. Mississippi stand up.